can we get this 5-inch roof chop on this 1938 Chevy pickup finished and looking good. Stick around, see what we can pull off. So it is the next day. I just did a little bit yesterday. As you can see, we've got all this tacked pretty good, so it's nice and butted up. So most of you'd know what I was doing there, but those of you that don't, this was slightly overlapped, so I just came along on the edge there and just ran the grinder through, and then you just level these up and butt them up. Now as you can see, we've got a little bit of a, it's probably hard for you to see, we've got a dent here, and we've got a little bit, it's a little bit like, nearly a bit puckered a little bit. It's pretty good actually, it's actually pretty good. Let's see if I can, yeah, if you can see there or not. But yeah, just here, there is a dent. How fussy I get with it, I don't know. And then this is where our big dent was. I did a little bit of dolly work, but yeah, it hurts. the dolly work hurts my arms too much, my elbows, so I'll get old mate when he comes around next to do a little bit more tapping on that, but I'm not overly fussed. You know, like, we got dents everywhere and we don't mind it. So then we've come around to here. We've got to do the same thing. We'll put a little triangle piece in. So that'll be how we do that. You know, we might even come in from the back, I don't know. I might just cut a triangle anyway. But we've come up here, we've actually, as you can see here, we've welded the original piece up and ground that down. And then we've done our section, we've got it up to here. So we put a clamp on and a bar, and what we did is we leveled it up this way so that our ribs were nice and straight. And yes, then we've used the existing metal. We've used a piece of the cut from here. Which I thought was much better. So yeah, and as you can see, we've got like a tack every, say, centimetre, half inch ish, and we will come back through and just we'll get this done the whole way first, then we'll just come through and fill, you know, tack, and come through and slowly fill up all those gaps, grind it down, and it will look like that. So how fussy I will get on this metal finishing, whether I get that fussy like we have there on the whole thing, I don't know, because that's not bad. Whether we get it to that point, I don't know. I'm still unsure on my finish, whether it will just be like this, and then we'll put some acid to get it to re-rust, or whether I will then put maybe put a strip on, and do a different technique, a little stitch technique or something. I don't know yet. We may just do this, and we'll get some acid on it to get it to rust and blend a bit better, but we will see. So we'll go around the other side, have a quick look. I'll show you over here quickly. The same, we've got this done to there, the back's all done. Okay, we were very thin through here, through this section here. We're very thin. You can still see like little tiny pinholes in a few spots, and like into here. So we may actually cut a bit of this out later, do a rust repair there. This side you can see pretty good there. This side we're down to here, so we'll probably, I'll just stick a piece of metal on the inside of that. Light's pretty bad, I think, there for you to see that. So over here we are going to have to, as you can see, our door is got to be about there, and we're a little bit tight, so I've just got to unclamp this and open this up a tiny bit, then reclamp it, just get this gap a tiny bit better. Not a lot, as you can see, we were tight the whole time. So yeah, we just got to adjust that a tiny bit just by this clamp here. That's all that's causing that to happen. And as you can see, you can see all the daylight through there, so we've got lots to fix. So yes, we'll open this gap up so that we've got a happy door gap. Then we will run a piece through the top of this one, and then we'll finish the roof. Then what we will do is we'll look at doing this little piece in here. This is going to have to be made out of a couple of pieces, and once we've got that in, we'll do that little square there, and also we'll get all this welded out, this door jamb all welded properly, ground down, welded. Then we'll come to the front. We want to grind these back and do some more welding on them. Yeah, then once we've got all that done, we're kicking goals. Then we'll probably start looking at trying to do this, which is going to be an absolute nightmare, I reckon, trying to do these door frames. So we're going to have to basically weld them back on and probably cut them, I think probably cut them about here. And I don't know, this may have a heap of pieces in it. We'll see if I can even pull it off, or if I've got to do some serious stuff. We'll get it done. Yeah, so we're going to have to cut it in. We're going to have to cut the door frame in here and put a piece in. We're going to have to cut it out here. We've got 5 inches to cut out of it here, but if we just cut 5 inches, if you can see that it over there, the window frame, you can see the difference in thickness in this. So this is where we're starting, and if like we've got to cut 5 inches, it's so different. So we may actually have to do like a, you know, a couple of inches, an inch here, an inch or something. I don't know. I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to do it yet, but we will have a bit of fun with this. Not. Anyway, stop talking and let's get on with this welding and get this done. Well, probably not the best light. It's getting a bit dark, but I'll see if I can see if we can fire up some torch. I don't know what that was. Sounded like something blew up. Anyway, what do you think? Hey? Ooh-wee. Oh yeah, that is. I'm actually quite chuffed with this. This is the This is the first time I've done this. Done a roof chop. In saying that, I do no metal. I don't know how to do metal. But what do we think? Hey, transition. It's pretty nice, isn't it? Ooh wee. There's our center. Yeah, it's not bad with the light. And here's our front. Hey, I think that's pretty good. I really think that's pretty good. Now, in saying that, we have done all sorts in here. So our roof is had our first weld. We need to grind that down up to the first little rib. The other two center ribs haven't done. I had a break from them and come over onto the door frame. And so what we did is we chopped our chop went like there and then up and in like that. I worked out. So to keep this curve here, you couldn't run this piece any longer than there, because as you can see we got real tight there, so you couldn't keep going that. Then this piece had to come down to have this curve on the outside. So that's how you had to do the outside. Then on the inside, that was that fat there, and this piece is this fat. So yeah, in the end we cut this in a. Now that's all welded. I can probably put a little bit more weld there to fill that if I want. But look, it's not actually a. Can you see that? It's not actually not welded. It's just where this curved in, this piece curved in. But anyway, and then yeah, so I actually think that worked pretty well. Same on the same thing on the front then. Here, and then this piece we cut across there, and then up, and then across there, and we got that one. Not bad. Pretty happy. Same, that's actually fully welded, but we may actually just put a, very dark there, sorry, but we may put a little tiny bit of weld there. And then all of this had to get made because we had nothing up in here that fitted. As you can see, we are wide there, and everywhere else we were skinny, so we had no pieces that actually fitted this. So this has all just been made out of the offcuts. Yeah, it's good enough for the top of the frame. And as you can see, we've got our lines perfect, and we've got a pretty decent gap whole way around. Ooh. Okay, now we haven't finished, but it's not bad at all. Now we've just done our first full weld on that piece. Don't know what happened then. My phone decided to do something. Yeah, the other side's still only just tacked, and we haven't done the frame on the other window, but here we are getting there. Oh, we've still got to weld this piece here out, and we've still got to work on our pillar, and there's a couple of edges on the front here have to be done. The inside of this is sort of half welded. This is half welded. We haven't ground down properly all of this yet, so we haven't gone through and neatened any of this yet, but I think that's pretty good, guys. I really think that's pretty good. Stand back there, hey? Flows nice. Anyway, that's enough for tonight. We'll continue. It's probably a pretty boring video. It's just lots of me cutting, grinding and welding, but we'll see. The plan is you'll have to wait. Ha ha ha. after about 2 hours of grinding, we are 99% done. I've got a little bit more neaten up on the grinding. There is this front pillar I've got to weld the inside, and that little piece there I've got to do. I think that's it. I've had enough for today though. So that's us pretty much. This one here, I don't know if I told you, but I'm going to put some fiberglass bog on. So this one I've put the first layer on, just sanded it back, it's ready for another layer. I was just doing some tests with some different colour paints. So yeah, that's going to get another coat. As you see here, I want to build that corner out a bit, and this little corner here, and then we'll probably give it a little skim, you know, just there to there of proper filler. Then the plan is we'll put some red, maybe a little bit of blue, and a bit of creamy colours on, and a bit of brown, and we will, well, first we'll sand it, then we'll scuff it all back and give a little bit of fake patina through that section on both pillars. This here, I actually scotched up, and you can see we've brought a bit of grey black back out, and there's a bit up here, and I just put a little bit of our patina juice on there, and it's going to pop, it's going to look wicked. So anyway, I've had a gutful today. So we'll have a look at what we've done. We've got the roof. Now I don't know if you've seen what I did on the roof. On the roof I actually got the hammer in there and started banging in hardcore, and the reason being is not because anything was out of whack, it's because I wanted some ripples and some ugliness and some inconsistency. Now next time I do that, I'll do it after I grind the welds down, because it was a pain then to grind it. So that's probably all we're going to do with the grinder. Like, we're going to leave it quite rough. I'm not going to get too fast because I don't want to make it all smick and then eat into our metal too much. So, but we are going to put some hydrochloric acid on all these, on all of this, and get this all to rust up real quickly is the plan. There's our piece there, that's all done. So we've done quite a good job, I think, guys. First roof job, window frame, that's not cracked, that's just the edge of our weld, so we've got a pretty nice smooth little curvature there. Same on the front. I think we've done that pretty well, really. So if you're wondering what I did, that's the original piece welded back on. It comes up to, say, here. This door has to come up a bit. Okay. So yeah, I cut it across there because that's where, imagine that there's packed like that, yeah. So that's where this edge started to get close. We then did a little whoosh, whoosh on this piece, and then we brought our other frame in, and we lined them up, and then like we worked out where to cut it here. We cut it here, and we actually cut this piece down here and bent that back out to move into there. Like, yeah, a little bit of, you know, in here we've got to just nip that off. Same one there, but we've got all our insides are all joined up. Our window tracks, I don't know, hopefully you can see that, are all joined up. Now, like I said, we're not going to get too carried away on the grinding on these because I don't want to take strength out. We've also got to, in the doors, this will all be getting taken out, of course, all our wood, so we've got to put a bit of RHS down across the top here, down each side and across the bottom, and we may even throw one in the middle to like frame it out a little bit. So we've got to do that at one stage, and we've got a little rust repair to do and stuff down here. And what else did I see? So I've seen a little bit of rust just in that little corner there to repair, and we've got our fronts of our cab we've got to repair. And there's a few little bits across the dash we'll look at later. So we are basically at the stage where I am ready to pull it off the cab. So we got to, I think we're going to get rid of the, we're not running this fuel tank, so we're getting rid of that, and I think we'll get rid of the frame there too. We're going to get rid of that, and I'm pretty sure there's 2 bolts up there and 1 bolt at the back. As you can see there, we've got a bit of rust going through there, but that's not going to matter because we're going to put in a new floor. Yeah, so I think it's time nearly to chop that out, unbolt it, lift it up off this chassis, and probably soon we will look at mounting it on the other chassis and working out how we want to notch it and then where we're going to put our floor. I've come up with an idea here, but I'm not telling you yet. And our other thing we want to do probably is we'll probably scuff it all down. We'll do our rust with our hydrochloric acid. I don't know if you knew that, but hydrochloric acid on metal, on that bare metal, will make it rust pretty much instantaneously. So we're going to put that on, make that rust and try to blend it. Then we're going to scotchy up. You can see that little corner there. I did that there too. So we're going to scotchy up all of the rust and see what colour we can bring back. And then we will oil it. And yeah, we'll stick it on the chassis and work that out so we can work out our floor, and then we'll just keep metal working on this. But yeah, that's where we're at. We've done our roof chop. So I think that's probably a boring video, guys, because it's just me cutting and welding and grinding, but I think we're going to end it there because I think that's plenty. And yeah, we got it done. Woo. So you'll have to come back on the next one where we will do that. We'll make it look all nice. We'll have these pillars finished and we'll have it all 100% done, and probably we'll take it off the cab. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.